Jambo Africa, please subscribe to our channel of the African Dignity and like, or so that we can get as many videos as possible. Recently, there was a young man from who is working with the Mossad. He was converted by Israel to be a spy against his own people. He was busy lambasting in the United Nations. He was lambasting his father for having been a founder of Hamas. Well, all over the world, everybody condemns Hamas, condemns the manner in which they murder women and children. You know, it is important that whoever engages in a war situation should respect international law and respect human rights. What Hamas did is despicable. Nobody can be proud of what they did. When I saw that woman who was bleeding from the backside, I could see that people have become animals. All the same, it is not good for Israel to indiscriminately go and bomb anything that's living in Gaza just because they want to end the rule of Hamas. The world has forgotten that, in fact, the budget that is given to Hamas government in order to run that country is actually coming from Tel Aviv. It is Benjamin Netanyahu who's giving millions of dollars to Hamas. And Hamas, instead of improving lives of Palestinians, they are buying arms so that they can attack Israel. So this thing of saying Hamas, let everyone blame Hamas, we need to blame Israel for doing that, because all they needed to do was to declare an independent state of Palestine. That is what they are refusing. They want Palestine to be under their rule. They are the one who provide electricity, water, budget, so that the rulers in Palestine, who are Hamas, are paid from a budget that is decided by Israel. So, but on the other hand, we need not blame any one of these. These people were just pitted together by a cruel government in England, because we all know that Palestine in 1945-46 was the colony of England. So when the English decided that they want to decolonize, Palestine was one of them. South Africa was one of them, because also, just like how apartheid state of South Africa was formed in 1948, the very same apartheid state was formed in Israel in the same year, which is 1948. So this is no coincidence. This is a deliberate act by England to make sure that they pit Jews and Palestinians amongst each other, to kill each other for years in end, as they are doing now. They did the same thing with us here in South Africa, where they pitted us against the Afrikaners by saying, we will give freedom to the Afrikaners, but Afrikaners can decide whether they want to give freedom to blacks or not. They were not supposed to do that. They were supposed to make sure that Africans as well as Afrikaners are given the right to vote, but they did not, because why? They wanted us to fight amongst each other and kill each other. So let us not make mistake of blaming Israel or blaming Hamas. This was a war that was fomented and prepared by England many years ago. And the people that are now helping Israel with arms is America. They are giving arms to America so that they can kill the people in Gaza. So the best thing in Gaza is for those warring factions to sit down, go back to the 1967 borders, because in the first place, even if they fought, that war was fermented by these superpowers, England and America. So if you want peace in Israel, go back to the 1967 borders and help to declare a state of Israel. Let a state of Palestine. Let Palestine be a sovereign country that is respected in the whole world, that has a place in the United Nations, that has got its own ambassadors all over the world. As long as Palestine is not a state, it's still governed by apartheid a structure like the one that the Afrikaners were doing in South Africa, where they will rule places like Transkei, Bophuthatswana, Ciskei, and give them a bogus independence. That won't work. It is the same thing that Israel is doing in Gaza. They should make them a sovereign state that can provide itself, that can have its own airport, can produce water for themselves, produce their own food, and have their own currency, not depend on Israel for currency. That is what is needed. If you don't do that, Israel, there will always be another Hamas that will come, being helped by whoever is helping them, come and destroy infrastructure, kill people in Israel, because you don't want to give them freedom. That is all that is needed. Let us not blame you. We blame Adolf Hitler for having done whatever he did to the Jews, and the whole world sympathized with them, and decided to take all the Jews and impose them on the land of Palestine to disadvantage the inhabitants of Palestine. That is the mistake that the whole world did. And if anyone is to be blamed, the United Nations, England, America, Russia must take the blame for what is happening in Palestine today. Please restore human dignity. We don't want to see blood. We don't want to see the suffering and the children being killed. And we are busy politicking, and we are not coming with a solution. You are saying Hamas is wrong, Israel is wrong. That blame game will never solve the problem in Palestine. Grow up and be great politicians and be great diplomats. Jambo Africa.